Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, so today's video, guys, this is another one of my favorite kind of videos to make. It is a Dollar General DIYs video. I absolutely love these. Plus, I have a little fall DIY for you guys. So let's just jump right in. All right, so for the very first one, and definitely my favorite from today, I have got some gorgeous florals from the Dollar General, guys. All of this came from the Dollar General. These are so stinking pretty. The cattail, and then whatever that little ball looking thing is, that's kind of that mint green color, and then also this little bush here, I just thought were absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors. I just love it, everything about it. I've also got a 3D wreath form from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to be using some floral foam, 2 pieces of wood, which it's just 2 little round pieces of wood, and then also some macrame cord. Now, I tried first to put this 3D wreath form together with the actual little metal piece that comes with it. Like, I slid it down on there, I popped it through each one of the little things, kind of twisted it around it, and it was just a hot mess. I finally just said, to heck with this. I just couldn't get it to stay. Like, it just would not stay. It just kept crumbling up on me. Like, pieces were falling off of it. I just said, forget it. What I decided to do was take zip ties, my favorite thing to use when in a crunch. I took some zip ties, went around it, going one direction, put the zip tie on, then grabbed another zip tie, and I'm going to go around it going the opposite direction from that one. That way, it's kind of got like a X made into it. I'm just going to snip off the ends of the zip tie and then take one zip tie and put it up top so that they all stay together perfectly. This worked out perfect, and it didn't really add any kind of bulkiness or anything to it. Now, this particular wreath form had a very long like stem hanging off of the top and the bottom, so I just took my wire cutters and snipped that off. I wasn't going to be able to put my wood down with that sticking up there. I took some hot glue, added it to each of the little rings, also the center, and then glued down the first piece of wood. Just my little thin slice. I believe this came in a pack from Walmart. I took some duct tape and decided to put it across the bottom, across the hot glue, and then over on the sides of the wood. That way I knew for sure this dude was not going anywhere. And we're going to be covering all this up, so it does not matter. You will never know that there is duct tape on it. I then added some hot glue to my other little round piece that came from the Dollar Tree. I added a crap ton of hot glue and then glued this down to that. That way everything was stationary. It all stayed together. It was just perfect. It worked out. It was so simple to do. I then took that macrame cord and I began to string this around each of these rings. Every one of those rings, I sat and strung this around. Now, this did take some time. It was a little tedious, but that's kind of the thing about crafting. You know, you just take your time, enjoy what you're doing, you know what I mean? And it'll turn out gorgeous in the end. But I just literally took my time, wrapped it up. Now, obviously, this video is sped up for your enjoyment, but it did take me probably an hour to get this completely covered. But I just used that macrame cord from the Dollar Tree. I'm in love with that stuff. I want to put it on everything, I swear. I love that macrame cord for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. Anyways, I wrapped this up. Now, once I had it finished, I realized that it wasn't sitting just exactly straight. So I took a Jenga block from the Dollar Tree and I just slid it in between the in between the two pieces of wood, and that way it would kind of stand up better. It made it level anyways. I then took some of that floral foam, and I'm just going to hot glue that directly to that piece of wood, that center piece of wood. Now I did have to trim it down. It was a little tall, but I just trimmed it down, and then I'm just going to take regular hot glue, add it to the little piece of wood, and then add in my floral foam. Super duper simple. Now, I took my florals. I'm just in love with these florals, guys. I'm telling you, they are so stinking pretty. Like, I cannot believe these were at the Dollar General store. Anyways, and nothing was over $3 as far as these florals. Like, the flowers, all of it. It was $2 and $3. But I just began to place these in that floral foam, here, there, and yonder. Now, I am not a florist, so please don't come at me, in the comments, but because I don't know exactly how to make an arrangement. But what I did was just fill this in pretty evenly as far as each of my stems, and then also just the way that I wanted it to look. This is personal preference. You could use any different color florals, any kind of florals, really. And it's definitely personal preference on what your arrangement looks like in the end. You know what I mean? So I just added in my florals. I then took some of this reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to cover that piece of floral foam. I thought that would be the best thing to do, to cover this and have it still look like, it's all one piece. So I just added hot glue to the sides of that floral foam and then added in my reindeer moss. Super duper simple. And I just went all the way around the thing. I think it turns out so stinking pretty. Like, I would love to have this in my wedding. You know what I mean? Like, it's a perfect, like, centerpiece maybe for a wedding or a baby shower or something like that. But I just think it turns out gorgeous. And I just took some scissors and trimmed up my moss just to make it look decent. You know what I mean? I would take some hot glue and add in any of the little spots that I missed. But really, other than that, that is all I did to this, besides taking a finial that I had from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's actually called a candle cup, not a finial. I believe this one is actually called a candle cup. But I just hot glued that to the top of this, and that was it, guys. And I'm telling you, this thing is gorgeous. Alrighty, guys, for this next one, I have got 2 of these candle holders that I picked up at the Dollar General. They were $2 a piece. And now I liked the way that they looked. I loved the kind of gold flaky look, but I had cracked one of them, actually. I was trying to show you that. And then I got these 2 wood rounds also at the Dollar General store. They were $1 a piece. And then I got this little wood round from Dollar Tree, and this one came off of a candle that I had at one time. So the first thing I did was just go through and prepare everything, get it all ready. I took some spackle that I picked up at the Dollar General, and I just filled in my holes inside my little wood rounds. Now, you got to be careful with that spackle, because wherever you get the spackle, now you can paint over the top of it, but you can't stain over the top of it. So I made the mistake of kind of smearing it around the top and not realizing that I wasn't going to be able to stain over it. So lesson learned, but it does happen. Now, I took my sanding block and sanded the shine part off of this the candle lid, and then I took my sanding block and sanded down the wood round that came from the Dollar Tree. I just wanted it to be white instead of having all that stuff on it. I'm going to take some Antique Blacks by Waverly, and I'm going to use it on all 4 of these. I've also got silver and gray Arteza paints that I'm going to use on the candle holders. Now, like I said, I just went over my wood rounds with the antique wax, and you can see those spots where it missed it, you know, like it didn't soak in because of the spackle. But anyways, I ended up being able to use that antique wax to make the one little wood round that came from the Dollar Tree actually look like it was wood. Check it out. It looks like it has wood grain in it. It literally does look like wood. I couldn't get over it. And there I was showing you the spot where the spackle stayed on. Now, I'm going to take a stencil brush and just kind of stipple, I guess you would say, stipple this paint onto these candle holders. I went back and forth with the gray and the silver, and that was just to give it like a galvanized metal look. And then I used some antique wax to make it look like it was rusted. So I did that, used my heat gun in between. Now I've got all my pieces ready. We're going to take some super glue that I picked up in a pack of like 10 or 12 from Harbor Freight. And I'm going to use that to adhere the candle holder to the actual wood round. So I just used the super glue and went around the candle holder. And then I'm going to flip it over and stick it directly to the wood round. Super simple. Same thing for the other end of it. I'm just going to add that super glue. And then we're going to go in with one of the other wood rounds. The thinner one. The one that we made look like it was wood. That's so crazy that it really does look like wood. Anyways, the other one, we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to add our super glue, stick it directly to the wood round, hold it into place for a minute, add some to the top of this. Technically, it's the bottom of the candle holder, but we're going to add some more and then add in our piece that came off of the candle. Too stinking simple, guys. This was so easy to do. And I really think these turn out super cute. They look like old bells or something. I just love them. All right, for this next one, I have got 2 of these cute little signs that I got for $1 a piece, y'all, at the Dollar General store. They're cute just like they are, but we are definitely going to redo them. I have got some transfers from Chalk Couture, and then also some chalk paste that I ordered off of Amazon. I actually got the chalk paste on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description box for you. I'm going to be using White Adirondack by Folk Art. I'm also going to be using Elephant and Silver Lining by Waverly, and also Moss and Celery by Waverly. We're going to do something a little different with these. So I start out with the White Adirondack, and I'm just going to use that to paint over the top of the little sayin and the peach and whatever that was on the front of this. Just literally gave it about 3 coats, I think, before it was finally completely covered, but very, very easy to do. I'm then going to take some washi tape and use that to create some lines. I wanted to make like some ticking stripes on this, so that's exactly what we're going to do. I just pounced it on, literally like tap, 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 tap. You're going to pounce it just like that. That way you don't have any bleed lines or anything like that. I did it going vertically and horizontally. I then added in an extra stripe so that I could use the silver lining and also the celery color. Just to make it, I don't know, it was just cute. I just played around with it until I got it like I wanted it. I'm then going to take these chalk couture transfers and I'm going to cut them to where I can fit them exactly like I want it. Like the Simply Blessed and also this Farm Fresh. I just cut the word in half. That way I could actually fit it on my little sign. So what you do is just peel the transfer off the backing, place it where you want it, rub it in really well. I did use some washi tape to go along the edge of it where I had cut. That way I didn't get any of the chalk paste, you know, off on the edge. Now I just put some of the chalk paste onto my transfer and then use the little squeegee deal to rub it in. It does not take but a very, very little bit of that chalk paste, y'all. That stuff will last me so long because I'm telling you, it does not take much at all. I'm going to take my other transfer after I dry this. I did use my heat gun to dry my words in between. That way I didn't smear it or anything when I went to put on the other transfer. So I'm going to add in the second transfer. Get a little bit of the chalk paste on my squeegee and then rub it in. And now why on earth I did not put some washi tape on the side of this one, I don't know. But I did get a little spot on the side. So I had to take my paintbrush, get a little bit of white paint, and just fix that right up. Very simple. I'm going to do the same exact process for the other one, the Farm Fresh. I'm just going to add my transfers, then add in my washi tape, get a little bit of the chalk paste on my squeegee, and then rub it in. And then you just kind of rub upwards to get the excess off. Look at that. That's how much was left. Like I had to put it back in the little jar. I'm telling you, you do not use much of that paste at all. Then I'm just going to peel my transfers off, and you want to make sure you wash your transfers immediately. Like, go ahead and get them washed up real good. But, guys, this is how they turned out, and I think they look awesome. Bubba, what are you doing? Dude, I'm trying to do a voiceover. What are you doing? Why don't you lay down and go to sleep like everybody else? I wish y'all would look at this dog. He is literally sitting like a person. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Wreath. Wreath, you gotta go to sleep, dude. Everybody else is napping. You gotta go to sleep, too. You gotta lay down, buddy. No, not on me. You gotta lay down. Oh, Lord, here comes the other one. Okay. Well, I was trying to do a voiceover, guys. This is the life right here. This is what happens. Oh, my goodness. I thought I would add that in there for you guys. All right, so this next one, I have got a flower pot that I picked up from, it's not actually a flower pot, but y'all know what I meant, a bucket that I got from the Dollar General for $3.50. I absolutely fell in love with this when I saw it. This is not exactly a DIY, but more something where I could show y'all how I would style this if I were to purchase something like this. And I absolutely love this. Obviously, it's pink, hello, and also it's rustic. So, I mean, can't go wrong with that. I've also got some florals from the Dollar General store. Look at these. They're like dried dahlias or something. They're very, very pretty. I'm just going to add some floral foam directly to the center of this bucket. Add in a couple little pieces around the edges just to kind of fill it in, but I don't even really need the pieces around the edges. But anyways, fill that in and then begin to place my flowers. Now, the leaves on this, I was able to salvage some of the leaves, and I showed you that because these are perfect leaves for pumpkins. So I'm going to save these leaves and use them during the fall for all of my pumpkins, because they literally look just like a pumpkin leaf. Anyways, I just continued to add in my florals. I added my flowers, and then I've got some eucalyptus that I'm going to add in. Very, very pretty stuff. I'm telling you, the Dollar General has got it going on with the florals. I was in shock, guys, when I found all of this stuff. Anyways, I just added in my florals, and then I had these little bitty pink things. I don't know what they're called, but I got those from the Dollar Tree, and I thought that they would be the perfect accent in this to go with the bucket itself, considering the fact that it's pink. But that's how I did it. This is how I would style it, and I think it is darling. Last but not least, a bonus fall DIY. This will kick off the fall DIYs for me, but I wanted to do this one because I found this at the Dollar General store for $5, guys. How stinking cute is this? I mean, come on. So I'm going to use some Arteza paints. Now, these Arteza paints were sent to me by a very, very special viewer friend of mine. And I could not thank her enough because I've used them several times now. I'm going to be using some ceramic coat. Now, I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I've talked about it several times. It is really, really good paint. So if you come across this, grab it. I'm telling you, it is worth your money. I started out with some blue, like a light colored blue, and I painted my truck. I'm then going to take some black, paint the wheels, and paint the words on this. I don't know if this is a tray or like a tabletop decor or, you know, I don't know. I would use it personally as like tabletop decor, but I guess it's considered a tray. Anyways, I painted in the little pumpkins. I also took a paint pen and used that to go around and just highlight my truck. Super simple. This is totally customizable. You can completely do it your own way, but I just did it the way that I thought it would look cute, and I love it. I think it turns out so stinking cute. I took some antique wax and went around the edges of it. I felt like it was missing something, so I decided to go around just the sides of it with the antique wax. Well, now when I did that, it was a little uneven looking on the inside, so I just put some little like stitches, and I think it turned out so stinking cute. Y'all will definitely have to let me know what you think about this one in the comments. All right, guys, that is it for today. I hope that y'all have enjoyed these. I know I always have a great time putting these together for y'all. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. It does help my channel. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and subscribe. That would be awesome. Plus, hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. Y'all, I love the Dollar General, and I'm telling y'all, they are just doing so great with their home decor. And speaking of videos, I wish that you guys would go check out my latest Dollar General video. It had a lot of great stuff in it. And while you're at it, check out my coffee shop. It's ko-fi.com. coffee.com. You can actually go to this site. You can buy me a coffee, which donates to my channel, which I am so, so grateful for. And you can also go to my shop where I actually sell a lot of the DIYs that you see made on this channel. As a matter of fact, the last time that I opened this shop, I announced it, and it literally sold out in one day. So be sure and go check that out, guys. Thank you all so, so much for being with me today, and y'all have a blessed day.